Hello traders, welcome to our weekly top-down analysis. On this channel, I use the SMC strategy or the smart money concept strategy. So let us begin our analysis with VIX 101S. As always, we begin our analysis from the weekly time frame, whereby we need to mark our supply in the demand zones. So we have a supply zone right there. Another supply right there, and then down here we have our demand zone. So we have our demand zone right here. So right here we have our demand zone. So our demand zone. So our bias is bearish. We are going to be looking for selling opportunities because price is moving from the supply zone headed to the demand zone. So that is all from the weekly time frame. We only get our bias from the weekly time frame. And then if we go to the daily time frame, if we go to the daily time frame, we can get the recent price action. As we can see, price is breaking structures to the downside. Price is breaking structures to the downside. So we are going to be looking for selling opportunities to the downside. So we have a break of structure, and then the order block, which caused that break of structure. The one we'll be targeting is that one. That is from the daily time frame, is that order block. That is the one we'll be targeting. So we have an order block right there. So we'll be looking for selling opportunities until this demand level or the support level. And then if we go to the 4 hours time frame, from the 4 hours time frame, this is what we have. So that is the order block. We'll be targeting from the 4 hours time frame. So let me study the price action that happened to see if all the other blocks have been mitigated. All right, that one has been mitigated. And then we have that order block, which price already mitigated. So it's unrealistic to wait for price at that level since that order block is mitigated already. So we are going to be looking for a recent break of structure. So we have a break of structure there. And then the other block which caused that break of structure is that one. So that is what we'll be targeting because price mitigated those two other blocks. So that's the other block that is not mitigated. So that is the one I'll be targeting. That is the one I'll be targeting. And then from the 1 hour time frame, this is the break of structure from the 1 hour time frame. We have a break of structure there. And then the other block which caused that break of structure that is the other block which caused the break of structure. So that is the one I'll be targeting, and I'm seeing all these other blocks that price is leaving behind as liquidity, the trend line liquidity that price will sweep and then to go and tape us into that order block. And then we're going to expect a move down. So this is my setup on VIX 100. This is the setup I'm waiting. I'm going to be watching out for this week to see if it plays out. If it doesn't play out, we'll move with price. As it breaks new structures, we'll mark new order blocks. But as of now, that is the order block that we'll be targeting. So all this break of structures that price is forming here, I am seeing this as liquidity because price did not mitigate that order block up there as it was moving. So all this is liquidity. The liquidity that price will sweep to go and tape us into that order block. Into that order block there. So that is the order block we're going to be targeting on VIX 100 1S. And then let me mark the FVG also. As price might react from the FVG, but the behavior of VIX 100 1S, it likes to react from the order block. It hardly ever reacts from the fair value gap, but you just have to mark it because price can decide to just react from there. That is our fair value gap. So all our confluences are present. So we have a break of structure, and then we have an unmitigated order block FVG present, and I'm seeing this as liquidity that price will sweep to go and tap there and then continue moving. So that's what I'll be watching out for on VIX 100. And then if we go to VIX 100 from the weekly time frame, we have our supply zone right there. So that is the supply zone. And then we have our demand. So price is still at this demand level. So I'm gonna be our buyers. We are going to be looking for buying opportunities until price decides to break this demand. Then we'll know it's continuing with this selling momentum. Otherwise, price is still above this demand level. So I'm gonna be looking for buying opportunities until price decides to break that demand. So our bias is bullish. And then if we go to the daily time frame, from the daily time frame, I can see a change of character right there. That is to indicate price is likely to reverse. So that is a change of character. And then price is reacting at this order block. And then I can also see a resistance here. I can also see a resistance where price is ranging between this support and the resistance level. If we go to the 4 hours time frame, from the 4 hours, we can be able to adjust our levels. Right. So from the 4 hours, I am seeing a break of structure here. We are at this, price is moving from this support. So we have a break of structure. So that is a break of structure. And then it looks like price is coming back to mitigate that order block, which caused the break of structure where price is currently reacting. So that is the order block, which caused that break of structure. And then if we go to the 1 hour, from the 1 hour time frame, this is our order block. That is the one that we'll be targeting. So price has just broken structure. It's looked like it's coming back to this order block to mitigate it. And then we'll look for buying opportunities at this order block to the upside because our bias is bullish. But let me study the price action down here. So we have had a change of character. So we had a change of character. And then the order block which caused that change of character is that one. That is the order block which caused the change of character. And it looks like price did not mitigate this order block, which caused the change of character. So that one can also become our point of interest. So we are going to be watching these two levels, because whenever a change of character happens, price will always come back to tap into the order block, which caused that change of character. In this case, price, when it changed character, it did not mitigate this order block, and then it started pushing up. So it reacted from the FVG. So price reacted from the fair value gap instead of the order block. So there's a possibility of price coming back to mitigate the order block. So I'm gonna be waiting for price at this 2 point of interest, this order block and that order block. We'll see what happens. And then we're going to wait for any of the four reversal candlesticks that I always talk about, which is the bullish engulfing, and then the rejection candle or the bullish pin bar, or we're going to look for a tweezer bottom and then the doji plus a confirmation before we can take our entries to the upside. That's it for VIX 100. That is the setup that I'll be waiting for. Since our bias is bullish, I'm going to be waiting for any of the reversal candlesticks at these points of interest. All right, traders, that's it for this episode. If you did get something out of this episode, do give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you found the content useful. I'll see you in our top-down analysis video next week. Happy trading.